Pow, 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 pow. And we're live with today's Sunday Fun Day stream. There will be a little bit of a mess in the beginning. As always, the family is organizing themselves. I'm organizing myself, but hang out. Let me know where you're tuning in from. And if you've seen the title for today's show stream, it's work on something. So I'm going to try to figure that out as well as we go along today. First, I'm just going to write the little banner and share a little bit around the internet. So let's see if we can figure out what the link is for today's YouTube stream, right? But I had a little hiatus from doing POW work on the Sunday streams. I started doing some Gatsby Plugin work and stuff like that. But then I realized, no, Sundays need to be about POW. I need that to keep the momentum going when things are crazy. And I have lots of other things to do, like I had this week and the week before. It is actually nice to have these Sundays focused on POW so that I can come back to POW every week, because that inspires me, so that during the week, if I have just a little bit of time at night or in the morning or something like that, I'm already working on something and I can like keep that momentum up. When I don't have these Sundays focused on POW, then I find it harder to just pick up and do tiny tasks around POW during the week when there's lots of other stuff going on. So this spring, Sunday streams will be all about POW. Hopefully, no, not hopefully. It's a promise. It's a promise. It will be all about POW. And we're not going over there. You don't see what I'm doing now. So I've also started doing some streaming with some other people. So on some Fridays, I do a stream with a gang of developers. We did the first one, or I joined the first one on Friday a couple of days back. So check the description for a link to that. I'm implementing MDX on my personal site. And then we'll take turns doing something. And it will be like lots of different fun stuff. Very casual. It's kind of like we drink and talk and code on Friday nights. So let's let people know what we're up to. And this is a different time than normal, I guess, because we have had summertime happen this night. So we have 1 hour less sleep, everyone in Norway. But that's okay. Ooh, I need some more coffee. I think it's coming my way. Okay. So what are we working on today? Let's go over to our GitHub and start cleaning up the issues. I think we'll do some gardening today. I guess that's what it's called when we're like working through our project, like closing little things, rewriting the issues, kind of, and then maybe I'll see some quick wins we can just punch out. But I need to just like familiarize myself again with all my issues, maybe clean them up, add some clarifications. Maybe I'll draw a little bit in my book. That's going to be hard to show you, but that's how I think these days. I think better when I'm in my notebook, and we'll just see how it unfolds. And if you're watching this later, there might be timestamps in the description so you can jump around to the different parts. Okay, let's create a banner. So we'll be doing some art. Hello. Quick wins. Usepow.app. And then we'll add that. Do you want to say pow, pow, pow? Pow. Will you see pow? Good job. Good job. Okay. She has her own project. Is this the light from, it's coming from here. Okay. Now we're good. So I'm going to share my screen and let's get going. And let's see if anybody's in the comments. Always nice to hear who is looking. Yeah. So I'm a little out of it because we have, for the client project, we have a large deadline always at around Easter. So I've had full focus on that for the last 2 weeks, not doing that much POW. But, oh, hey, Paul. Paul is here. And it's also possible to see this on YouTube. There should be a link in the tweet for some better quality, I think. Anyway, yeah, so I've had a deadline for the client, been working a lot with D3 and React. Lots of fun with that. Finally nailed some good architecture, but that's not what we're doing today. We're focusing back on POW, and we'll just start with doing some cleaning and gardening, I guess it's often called. So these are our issues. I'm going to zoom in. Zoom in. Can you read that? Let me know if that is enough. Zoom. Whoa, that's a little too much for me, at least. Zoom out. And here we got Snooty. Good morning. Good morning. I heard you talk to Ola yesterday about boat houses.
I Chris?
That's, I don't know which one, but Snooty HQ is
Hello,
here.
Hello.
So I heard you talked about boat houses yesterday. You know, you are, as soon as Sweden is open again, you are welcome to join us for some boat house shenanigans down on the Swedish west coast. Anyone who's watching really is, but we're not allowed into Sweden right now. So anyway, let's do some very houses. Yeah. Oh, and Paul is now on YouTube. Cool. So I don't know if you saw that, Paul, but Snooty joined our Natter mob on Friday. So those are some Norwegian game dev folks that we have gotten to know. Okay, so let's just start cleaning up. I'm thinking maybe we should just start from the bottom because, you know, let's see what we got here. Marketing site and marketing in general, 2019. Let's have a look at that. I would like a similar design to Fathom. Yeah, simple and clean. Gender neutral language, illustrations, red as the main color. We got that. So I think we need to make some issues. Yeah, I think we are good with this one because we have the market site going. I mean, it's a never-ending process, but I am quite happy with it. We did some user testing, and people and the people we tested on, they weren't really asked anything about the design, but lots of people were like, oh, I really like this design. I like that it's bold. I like that it's clean. So we're pretty good with that. So, but I might just keep this up as, yeah, because it says notes. So I'll just keep on noting here. So let's just say user testing, fall or winter. Let's see. I think it was November, fall 2020. In the user testing, fall 2020. Several people commented that they liked the design and found it refreshing. And as you can see, I've also used this like note for my colors. So I'll just keep that. This could probably go in the wiki, but I never become friends with the wiki. So let's go back. So I'm just, okay, so let's just keep that open so that we have it. The same thing with the app design. Notes. So these are my main user stories. When is my next period? And then a simple way to find the next ones as well. So when is my next period, and then when are the ones coming after that, so that I can easily see that. And then my six. So that's like my main user task or job. And then is what I'm feeling today normal for me. That is like the second thing that I want to answer. And then as a feature, I want to quickly log symptoms. So I'm just going to keep that here as kind of a note. I need to make some more notes on that later. Okay, so then we have the prediction engine. I also have some note. That's also a note. Yeah. The current code I'm not super happy with, but it's working. I'm just doing it super manually, where I just like, when you log something, I see what day in the cycle is that. And if it's day 3, then on, thank you. Then on day 3, the next month, I just give you that, the tags that you have tagged for that month as a prediction. So not super smart. But then somebody commented here, super interesting. I'm going to look into that this spring. It's a long time ago, but then somebody told me yesterday that what I need to Google, some terms for Googling. So I like to do this, just like add little notes to my GitHub issues so that I have everything together with the code instead of separate places. Linear regression, maybe some machine learning version, maybe some machine learning. In terms for Googling. And then also I have reached out to a data science person here in Oslo. I don't think they are Norwegian, but they live in Oslo. So I reached out to see if she can, or they can do some consulting for me. So I have reached out to a data science person in Oslo, and we'll do some, hopefully can do some consulting for me. That hopefully do some consulting. And they are also very good at data visualization. So I get like two for one there. Consulting. Okay, good. Why is known on the unknown page is not redirected to the Gatsby 404? This is a ready issue. We could do that maybe today. And then this I need to get on. So we only have about 50 customers now. So I keep putting this off. If anybody knows of any like templates that I could copy, here are some examples. I need to kind of create. I say that I'm super privacy focused, and we're using tools that are privacy focused, but I need to write it all out in kind of privacy terms page. So that is something I kind of keep pushing off. So I've written some notes here about what we're using, and we're not using MailChimp. We are using ConvertKit with tracking turned off. So edit, not MailChimp. Not MailChimp, but MailChimp that ConvertKit with tracking off at this moment. I think I've seen that Basecamp, I think Basecamp has a thing you can copy. I think you're allowed to copy this. I saw somebody send like a link. I don't know. It's not here. The rough print and the fine print. Clear, fair, and reasonable. I'm pretty sure that Basecamp has one that you can like copy and use as a starter for your own. So I'm just going to add that note and see if I can let's make that ask. I think Basecamp has one. That one has a template one can copy. So find that out. And then I would love it in GitHub if I could just create an issue from here. So let me know if that is possible. But I usually then go and create a new issue. Find out if Basecamp has a privacy policy template I can copy. Let's put some labels on that. That would be, what would it be? Marketing operations, I guess. Help wanted, definitely. So that's 2. Oh, wow. We've had some issues in this repo by now. Find out, issue. And then add this as an epic, I guess. Epic and notes, or maybe more notes. Okay. I don't know if this is interesting for y'all, but let me know. This is what I need to do now. So content needed. Let's see if we still need that content. Yeah, so this is the policies. Do I need more sales copy? Yeah, we do need some more. We need to start thinking about some kind of blogging strategy to get some search, to get ranked in search, and also to educate people on privacy, menstrual health, and POW, of course. Educate. I cannot spell, as everyone can see. Educate. Yes. So the plan now is I have an awesome marketing plan for the spring. I want to make something called an e-bomb. And that's kind of like a separate technical entity that markets your main entity. So I want to make like a mini site that lets you add your latest menstrual cycle date, and then, or maybe the 2 last ones, and then I will visualize it and give you info about your cycle. And it could also be interesting for people who don't have cycles. Then there will be just like a default cycle, and you can read up on the cycle. And then that site, mini site, eBomb, will then lead you to POW. You can become a customer there, or to a newsletter that will give you more insight into the cycle and privacy and the things that I'm concerned about here. And then the visualizations I use there in the mini site, I will then take back into POW. But I think it will be easier and more fun to kind of create these visualizations in its own project on its own. I can play a little bit more and change it up a little bit more. And then the visualizations I'm really happy with, I will take those back into POW. And if you've been hanging around my stream, I did some visualization experiments in February, I guess. And that's given me some insights. And then Paul, who's in the chat now, actually found this framework that lets you do visualizations with only CSS and tables. Super interesting. I think it's called CSS charts. CSS charts. CSS. So these are all the bar chart. You write it out as a table, but then it gets created into a chart with just CSS. And hopefully that makes the visualization a lot easier for accessibility, because then a screen reader can just read the table while people looking at it can see the bars and the different visualizations. So I'm waiting. I need this kind of like a pie thing, which is still under development, and people can help out by contributing to, or a donut. I need a donut. So, but anyway, this looks like a super interesting project. So Snooty is saying, I've written a few privacy policies that are hard and feel daunting, but it's quite possible to do it yourself. Yes, thank you. And since I am basically leaning on my tools privacy policies, then I think I kind of just need to summarize and then link off into like user-based privacy policies and ConvertKit's privacy policy and, those kinds of things. And then I will also have to, I guess, write up something about how you can delete everything. So that's cool. Okay, the plan is an e-bomb. E-bomb. Well, that's marketing more than content, so let's not put that in there. Okay, so I'm just going through these to like remind myself of what I need to do and my IDs. So better calendar view. It's been on there for a long time. And we've done some research on, Ula has done some research on calendars. So we have kind of this type of a calendar already in the top, but it doesn't actually show you any data. It just lets you pick the date. So using that to be able to say, like, this was your cycle, and then maybe little dots around, give the different tags, different colors, and then dot the number with the tag, something like that. But then I also just want a calendar, you know, like more like a calendar where, no, I think this could be needed. So now we just have a list that kind of lists everything. And then I want them to be able to switch over to calendar view so that it's easier to kind of glance, you know, is my period coming this weekend? Is that, like, if green is some kind of tag that you have, like, this, is this green coming up during my vacation time or when I'm going to a conference or something like that? So you can plan. Oh, sorry. I want the users to be able to plan ahead better using this tool. So I've looked at different React components that do kind of calendars, but they're all super complicated. But during my visualization research, I got a little bit friendly with CSS Grid that I somehow never gotten around to. So hopefully just using Grid, it will be fairly easy to make a calendar. You know, the Grid and some kind of date utility library, I think a calendar will be fairly easy. And I just want it to be infinite scrollable as with the list. So I think this one is ready. Let's get this going with CSS Grid and just make it in its own tab. In its own tab. So let's put a note on, so better quality. So this is our notes. So let's make an issue on that. Make a calendar view tab in addition to timeline, view. I think this can be achieved using CSS Grid and date FNS. Let's say that this one is a product, it's a feature, and it's ready. Cool. And it's 244. So has anybody created a calendar that can now tell me that it's not going to be easy making a calendar with CSS Grid? Okay. User-centric push notifications. So this is super interesting. We want to make push notifications, but we don't want to know people's information. So I was like, this can't be done. Ula had some great ideas about how you can let the user kind of add it to the calendar and say, I want a notification on this date that says this thing. And then we'll push that. But then we don't push their tags or their like private info as a push notification through some system. We just send that text that we let them know, like, this is kind of public text, and then they can decide themselves. And I've had another idea that maybe that should be like, you could do GIFs or GIFs. So you could be like, on day 10 in my cycle, day 14 in my cycle, every month, I would like to get a GIF with, or a message with this GIF, and then you know what that means, but other people might not know what that means. So I think that's going to be a fun way to solve it. But I've decided that we'll focus on visualization first, and then we'll do the user, the push notifications this fall, or maybe then next winter. Yeah, good old tables. I mean, they fell out of favor, but for actual table information, a table is good, right? Like this CSS chart shows. I mean, if it's charting information and a calendar is basically charting information, then, you know, a table is a table. And I guess you can now just style that with Grid, which makes it like a lot more flexible than it used to be. Yeah, and then Ula has done some research there on how if it's possible to do notifications in the progressive web application. So I'm not going to look into that yet, but we'll just keep that up as a note. User testing. So we've kind of done user testing. There's some notes there. So I think this was Ola just did a user test where he tested it. So let's close this one. How do I close it from this view? Oh, I closed it all the way down here. Okay. There we go. We closed something. Yay. And these are some good notes on just thinking about our timeline. What is it? Is because we started out, I called it tracking, but now I call it journaling because it's much more free form than the standard apps where it's very rigid. And then Ula and I talked, so Ula's dad was a captain, and we kind of talked about how it could be more like a ship's logbook. So that's some notes about that. And then we have the let's user demo without signing up. That would be super cool. My plan then is that they could just go to a demo and start filling out some data, and we just store it in local storage, or maybe just in the session. And then if they decide to leave, then they lose their data. If it's not in local storage, I have to figure that out. But then if they like the project, then they can create an account. But I think I'm going to push that off kind of further. It's nice now to have people just sign up and like pay, and then this would be kind of like a freemium thing. They wouldn't even need to sign up, but then I'm guessing we'll get a lot more support from people who are not paying. So maybe this will be kind of my marketing initiative of next year. But we also need a demo. That's just a demo. So that could be done sooner. So much stuff that one want to do. And then we have the added profile epic. There's some features. Username, we had a bug. That's probably good now. We could look into this bug. That's the user name bug. Not going to do that today. And then I've been thinking about info products. So we're going to do that eBomb. eBomb mini site. Mini site that visualizes. Cannot spell for that. Visualizes. Let's hope this is written correctly. That visualizes a cycle and informs about cycle stages. No, cycle different slices of the cycle. Different parts of the cycle, about the hormones and stuff in the different parts of the cycle. And for this, I definitely need help from somebody who is a good writer and would like to research what actual research there is on this type of information, so that the mini site has actually researched science-backed information and not kind of just what some people say, because there's a lot of misinformation, mostly because there's so little research. But it would be nice to have somebody research this and like write up a really good, clear kind of, this is what we actually know, this is what lots of people experience, for instance, so that we are clear on what is research and what is not research. So if anybody knows any good writers that has some health writing experience, then I would be very much interested in getting some recommendations. Oh no, I clicked on it again, so now I have to sort. Oh, it's still on the oldest. Good. Oh, this one is done. Yay.
Yoo-hoo!
Woo!
Og så ruller du den der. Ikke der. Sånn da.
Cool. Yay. Okay. Okay, document my thoughts on code style, structure, and flows. Yes, I should do that. Polly says that it is possible with CSS Grid. I've done a few using various data sets. Don't stress CSS Grid is amazing. Thank you, Paul. And then I'll reach out if I can't do it. So super funny. Claire from Snooty wrote here, like, I like this. I think you completed this task. And I'm like, no, I haven't, because Next Sunday, it will be a fun stream, a lot more in depth than this one. This one is just to clear my head. But next week we are looking at Userlist, another boost. It's a bootstrapped service that I followed for years, but I kind of forgot. And then I found one of the founders in a community, and then we started chatting. And I said, I think I would like your product, but I need it to be privacy friendly. I need you to not track opens. So he got on that, and that was done within 2 weeks. So on Sunday next week, I will be checking it out and with fresh eyes. So I haven't logged in yet. We'll do it all on stream, where I create an account and go through their onboarding and see like if we like it and if I'm going to use it for POW. Because ConvertKit is working, but it's not really for SaaS applications, while Userlist is a messaging tool for SaaS applications. It's a SaaS for a SaaS. So I think that's going to be super interesting to see. And I think maybe one of the founders will be in the chat, because it will be kind of like user test, because I will go in there and I will just use their product, and narrate as I go. And that will be kind of a user test for them. So that's interesting. So I changed the name then to Decide on an email automation tool. So I've ruled out MailChimp. I'm on ConvertKit, might do Userlist. But at least at this point, there are onboarding sequence of emails being sent to new users. We don't need that yet. Roadmap I just created to be pinned so people can see what we're planning to do. So, they're already from March 2021. Let's skip that. Edit. Goals for 2021. So yeah, a solid set of core functionality. So I need to clean up and get structured and document my structure and my thoughts on that. And then the timeline view, the calendar view, some kind of tag view where you can have a look at one tag. How's it placed out? This is super organized, Benedicta. Past me has been doing a good job. And then the notifications, we're going to do those for 2022, I think. Because what we are focusing on 2022, I think. Then later, we want to do visualization data viz. Visualize the current cycle. I guess I should make issues on all of these, but I will not do that on stream because that will be boring. Visualize the current cycle and then visualize and compare. Visualize and compare past cycles with predictions. Okay, notifications in some way in 2022, and then later I also want to do sharing between partners or other people, so that a user can decide who they want to share their data with. I like this. I had a good roadmap. Okay. And then this one, better support for gaps in logging. It means that if somebody has not been using the application for a really long time, they kind of fell out of it, or as is in the case with one of our users now, is pregnant, we need some way to let them indicate that, just skip these 9 months, keep the data from before, and then just start on over. Now that ends up being like a super long cycle, so that's not a good way to do it. And I'm hoping with some bit better like prediction engine that I will get this support in some way. And then we have a consistent error handling, because now I don't think the user gets any indication if something fails. So I want to have these little toasts or something pop up, the little things that pop up. Okay, I think this one is done. I think this one is done. Let's leave this one and check if it's done. And this one is just something, it's a non-issue. So let's mark as closed. Let the user delete menstruation tags after deleting all entries. So on the stream, I created delete all entries. I thought I'd done this as well. Oh, I've assigned it to Ula, but this one is ready at least. So this is something Ula can start doing. It's not like super time critical, so I'm not gonna do that one. Then we have the infinite time scroll. I ended up, I had to go back and watch my own stream because I did use, I tried to use a library that didn't work, but then now I know that, so for now you can just scroll back one cycle and forward one cycle, but then I tried to, so this one is closed, sorry. I am just like, blah, blah, blah. This one is closed. Oh, it is closed, yes, it is closed. But we wanted to make infinite scroll. And I know that I tried it on stream. I tried this library and I found a bug. And then the framework person reached out to me later and told me that the bug was fixed so I can try it again. So I'm just going to write that note. Test it out. Tested framework work on a stream. Found bug is supposedly fixed. Try again. I think it was React something Virtuoso. And this is a problem related to the timeline scroll. Predicting ovulation, that will be a good one when I do better, when I do better predictions. And then we have add 3 remember me choices to the sign-in form. I think I gave that to Ola and he has almost done it. So maybe we will fix that. We had a user ask for the possibility to gift subscriptions. And I think that will be easier now because there are coupons in Stripe can now be used with the the Stripe checkout, their own like built-in checkout. So I was thinking we could have the possibility to do it manually, ask people if they want to give it away, then they can pay in some way, and then we'll give them the gift code, or not gift code, we give them a promo code so that they can give away that promo code. Could solve this by letting people buy coupon codes that they can then gift. Could solve this by letting people buy coupon codes that they can gift. Make it a manual process. Process. Okay. Share data between users. I had that on the roadmap. Suggested tags. Yeah, somebody wanted to find it hard when you sign up for POW. There's nothing. So you have to start logging symptoms and moods, and then your tags will build up because it's not relying on any language or any like pre-populated data. But some users found that hard. You go in there and there's like nothing. So I don't think we will be able to suggest tags to them, but maybe in the sign up, we can ask them to kind of write up their most common symptoms and moods that they want to log so that they're ready for them to be selected from a drop down or something like that. So like this, I need to give it a think if I'm make it happen. I could ask in the onboarding for common tags or common things they want to log, common things you want to log. So you have something to choose from later. Okay, good. Let's close this one. And then I think I want Sentry for the web app, but I'm very scared of doing it in a way that will suddenly send off data about users that I don't want to send off. Then add 3 remember me choices to the sign up form. I've also given to Ula. We can see if we can fix that. Automate cancel, not doing that now. Yep. And these are the ones that we made today. Okay, we made it through all of them, and that's the hour. For people still watching, thank you for looking at it, joining me and going through all my issues. I realize I have to make some issues for that roadmap, but let's close this one and let's see if we can just finish off one of Ula's. Let's do kind of like a code review, and then. Oh, I forgot to put ready on the ones that are ready. I will have to go through and do that later. So these were the goals. Let's check if this one is done. We're not doing that today. And add the 3 remember me choices to the sign in form, to the sign up form. So the sign in form is done. I've done this. So why is it not closed? So closed. Nice. But then we have Ula was then supposed to add it to the sign up form because it's not that reusable, the code right now. So let's add this in and let's see where Ula is at. I guess it's this pull request. Let's check it out and work on it. POW app. Let's open the POW app. And let's make sure my dev things are not open. Cool. Okay, so we are on, because we're still on master in this one. But is this yarn? As Paul knows from the Friday stream, I messed up my yarn install. So and I'm not gonna clean it up because I'm done with that. So we're gonna change this over to, no, there is a package like, yeah. So let's just do npm here and skip the yarn. So at least we want to do source, features, onboarding. But I think the profile, I think it's here. Or is it not? It is in the auth, I guess. Sign up form. Ooh, that is the longest. Okay. So we want the same thing as in the check-in, the sign-in form. We want that in the sign-up form. So maybe I should run this. For new people watching, this has probably been a super confusing stream because I haven't even shown the product, right? Where are we? The package. I'm working on too many projects where it's different. So we have the develop and we do the clean and then the develop. We might not need that with the new Gatsby, but that's what we're doing here. Have a good Sunday trip. We are also going on a trip right after this. Let's see if we can knock this out in 10 minutes. Let's go back to it. Sign in form. So all we have now is to remember me, and there's a value and set remember me. Well, yeah, set. Where is set? So we want it to be local by default. Let's see if Ola got that far. Yeah, so we have that there. Maybe he's done with it. And then we need the remember me, because I created then the remember me input. I created its own component for that so that it will be reusable. And let's see if Ola has that down here. So I'm also thinking I'm going to make all of these reusable so that we can like work around it. Okay, maybe it is then. What's the last thing I wrote to him though? Any progress? Still looking good so far. It's breaking. So let's see what. So it is not breaking here. Are we on the correct? We are on the correct branch and everything. Okay. I mean, going back into your own code base after weeks, it's like you've never ever seen it before. I need to work on standardizing across all my projects. I'm gonna, yeah, okay, sorry. I was just in case. Sometimes I have my production data in there. So this is the login that I made, and then we'll see if it's the same on sign up. No, is it sign up? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, so it looks like it's working. I don't know why it's not building on Netlify. Create account. Remember me on this device. So today is March 28th. March 28th. Let's do March 28th at example. Whoever has example as their as their oh, let's use POW then. Usepow.app. Then I usually just use the date as the password. Okay, so something is not working here. Check the undefined. Oh, so it's in the sign up where the problem is. Okay, now I see where Ula is at. Because here we used to just have a checkbox that said remember me or not. So we need to change this up until the same thing we have in sign in form, which is remember me. Let's see, where are we at? There, remember me. We just need to fetch the remember me from the state. So we're not using controlled inputs because Ola was in charge of these forms, and we figured that doing it this way, as was done in one of the tutorials that he was doing, was kind of a simpler way of doing it. But now that we needed this local state for the remember me, then maybe we should update all of them to what's it called, control components. But this is where we're at. So we just need to grab the remember me after the password. So skip this. And then we have the remember me there instead. That then will, ask up the chain. Is there a remember me? No. Is there a remember me? Yeah, or not up the chain, but the hoisting. What is it? Whatever. The scopes. So it's first checking in this handle submit scope. Does remember me exist? And we had that line here that was kind of hijacking remember me, but now it will ask all the way up to the component scope and get the remember me from there. So let's try this again. March 28th. Oh. 28th at usepow.app. Remember me on this device, create account. And yes, we are good. And this is a little sneaky thing. So you're supposed to keep going here. But I think at this point, you can just go inside. Oh no, you get this, but yeah. So you get the unfinished. But at least we're logged in and we remember that. So that's all we had to do for Ola. Good work, Ola. Huh? You almost had it. So let's commit that. Oh, I did the package lock. Let's skip that for now. Okay, sign up form. Get the remember me. Get remember me. From the component scope. Oh, not the function scope. And then we'll push that and we can see if it builds on Netlify. And if it does, we're done. Ventemusikk, Lilian. Hva sier du? Jeg prøver å male blå oppå meg sammen med malerkosten. Ok, hvordan går det? Det blir bare sånn, og det vil jeg ikke. Nei, men jeg tror du må vente til at det rosa tørker før du maler med det blå. Yeah. So Lillian has a painting project next to me and she's trying to paint on top of wet paint, and I told her she has to wait until the paint has dried, and that is boring. It's kind of like waiting for this to build, right? So this, the pull request, I have to stop saying this to everything and actually talk about what I'm doing. So we are waiting for the pull request to build on Netlify to see if there are any issues. And I don't know if this is the new one or what is happening here. Get remember me from the component scope. Yes, now they are pending, so we'll see what happens. I'm going to see if I can add a little extra stream here. No, I'm not logged in. I wanted to show you what Lillian has been up to. Oh, I can just do it like this. Ooh. No, I'm not that good with the camera yet. Okay, we'll do it like this. There you go. That's her project. A cardboard box house, I think, for a cat. Have our checks, the tests have built and they have been run. I don't have much tests on the UI yet, but I have extensive tests for the prediction engine because I don't trust it 100% yet. Come on, build. Build, will ya? Build, build, build. But so this worked really well, though. You've created an account, you're back, you need to pay, and you need to do the settings. But I see now that since the person has not logged anything and has not completed onboarding, I need to ask them to put in their last menstruation or skip it. They can skip it, but I would like them to have the option to add it. So I should probably send them to that onboarding screen. Let's make an issue on that while we are waiting. and completed onboarding. As for their latest menses date, as well as menses tag. So optional. And then also make sure the timeline looks good. Timeline does not show. I think it does now. Not a number for the cycle days if you haven't logged any days. Cycle days. Label, it's an enhancement. And it's ready. I mean, what's up with Netlify? These things usually take like a second. Does anyone have any experience with Netlify being slow these days? What is up? What is up? I'm gonna change the do. What's up, Netlify? Do. What's up, Netlify? I only have a minute left of this stream, and I would like to see these checks either turn green or turn red. Oh, sorry, Aman. You might not be here anymore, but hey, nice to have you on this stream. There's usually a lot more coding than it was today. Come on. What? In progress. Netlify pull request builds being super slow. Deploy times. Are these new? Are they still having troubles or what's up? Oh, no. It is deployed, preview ready. So I just Googled it and then they found out that. So I know if you do sign up now, you get taken to kind of that marketing page and then you have to read this and then get started. But I will just sneak it and do sign up. So let's try again, March 28th. It is POW.app. And remember me on this device. Yes. Remember me until I close the remember browser. Do not remember me at all. So let's try the remember me on this device again. And it worked. So let's say our last date was March 28th, and we're usually cycle 26. And we'll not pay and see what happens. Are we still logged in? Yep, it works. So I'm gonna close this, Ola, and we're done with this issue for today. Great. Squash and merge. And yes, I am the administrator. I can do whatever I want. And then I'll just keep the branch there for Ola so he can see what happened. And then let's go back to the issue and see if it's been closed as well. It has. We closed an issue today. Woohoo! Good job. Okay. Thank you for watching along on this. I was super beneficial for me to be able to just go through all of my issues and think out loud and get back into what is needed to do for POW. Managed to finish off a task that Ulla had nearly completed. It was just a one-line change, and it's now deployed to production. Always nice to have some production deploys. And I think that's it for today. Vill du komma och se pow, 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 Lilian? Huh? No, Lilian does not want to say pow, pow, pow. Oh, now you can see the mess in the background too. I'll do it like that. You can't see the mess. You know, we're doing television here, right? So to sum it up today, we looked at all of the open issues in the GitHub repo, and I walked through them, thought out loud, got my head into POW again, and then we closed an issue by finishing off Ulla's code, which was a one-line change. I guess I said that already, but said it again. That's what we did today, and that's all for today. Next Sunday, we will be checking out user list, and I even think the founder might be in the chat, so that will be a fun discussion and a lot more action than today's stream. But this was what I needed today. Happy to have you join me, and have a good Sunday and a good Easter week, everyone. At least here in Norway, this is the week that we take off. I know that in the UK, you often take off the week after, but in Norway, there's bank holidays Thursday and Friday this week. So that's why Norway usually takes this week off. Signing off. Bye-bye. Pow, 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 pow.